Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Morning, guys. Yeah, we'll start at 1:30 as normal. Just want to mention my name is Roger, just to let these guys in. My name is Roger, Quick Trade Support, and just in sorry, it's an interactive forum, as I mention every day, where we discuss practical trade ideas. Important you keep in touch, and then we discuss them. Okay, I'm going to share the screen now. Hope we can all see the screen. Morning, guys. Morning, Gertrude. Okay, that's half past, so I can get started. Okay, as you can see, we've got a couple of trade ideas out. One's on Brent. It has broken, held above the 200-day moving average, you can see on the screen. And with a weakening of the dollar due to the CPI yesterday, it means hopefully the guys who need to import oil will be paying slightly less for it in their own currency because remember, oil's measured in dollars. So put that together, I think there might be some upside. I think as well that the producers don't want to have a very cheap oil price, clearly, obviously. So yeah, I think it's come off enough, and I think there's a chance we might get some more upside. This stop is below here and the TP up there somewhere. So let's see how that goes. It's down a couple of cents at the moment, but it's jumping around. Well, jumping around, it's sliding around. It's not pretty slow at the moment. But yeah, I'm hoping some upside there. But if you like the trade, then you can place it. The other one was AUDCAD, and hopefully that will come to the party. It's a bit sideways at the moment. A lot of the market's going a bit sideways at the moment. It'll sort of make up its mind. Are we getting a bounce on the dollar? I think we might get a bit of a bounce on the dollar. Let's just see what happens. Okay, right. So those are two trades out. See how they go. Yeah, those who attended the non-farm payrolls yesterday. Um, uh, um, we did pretty well. In fact, hit the TP in the end. In fact, it took out the TP, went right up to 1.25 in the pound dollar. So yeah, that did pretty well. One or two guys didn't join the session, but they might have traded anyway, and you should have done okay with it. So I'm hoping some happy faces after the last very, very quiet days. We got a little bit of oomph, movement, etc. And that was quite a nice one. It hit the TP literally within an hour or so of the actual release of the data. Doesn't always happen, so that was quite nice, quite good. We certainly may, Carol. We certainly may. We'll do it in a moment. Okay, so I hope we all got a smile on your face. Anybody who didn't make money on the non-farm pay, not farm, sorry, the CPI yesterday. Please put your hand up and then we'll discuss what you did wrong because, well, clearly you did something wrong. We don't want that to happen again at the next non-farm payrolls the first Friday in December. We want to get these areas cleared up, and this is the forum to do it. So if you did have a problem, please, you got to open your hand, unmute and discuss it and see if we can solve it together. And that means say you put a half-baked story on the chat line, which I have to try and decipher. Try and be forthcoming, preferably unmute, and then we can try and solve the issue. If you had a problem or whatever with that yesterday, because it should have been well, it was very good. People should have benefited nicely out of it. If you didn't, we'll try and solve the problem. That's what the forum's for. Okay. We're looking at General Electric. I think I've got it on there. Just soon find out. A, B, C, D, G, E. Maybe not. No, I haven't. Okay. Let's wait till it comes up. It's great the information comes through. Clearly, I've been trading this for a while. Right. Okay. So you think it's reached a high? There might be a bit of pullback. Yeah, could well be. I'll be honest, as you can see, the slow way the information came up. I haven't traded this yet. So I obviously know the company, what it's about, but yeah, it's reached a high. There could possibly be a bit of a pullback. I think rather have a bit of confirmation. If it's doing very well, it might continue upwards and break through the resistance. Can't really offer more than that than what I see on the chart. Obviously, it's a high. That's clearly there. There might be a bit of a profit-taking pullback, but the momentum's still pretty strong. I don't know, maybe buy a pullback or a breakthrough or something to sell it just because it's a little bit on the high side. On the off chance we get a decent enough pullback to make the trade worthwhile, it's a bit of an iffy strategy, to be honest, Gerard. So yeah, I'm a bit iffy on that. You follow? Yeah. I mean, the reason why it's there is, I presume, because it's worth that. Might continue further, and just a little bit iffy just to say, hang on, it's pretty high. Let's just sell a pullback. Good chance for pullback, yeah, but we don't know the extent of it. I'd rather get a bit of confirmation. Not over keen on selling just for that reason. But yeah, I see a point. Anyone else got to offer any particular opinion on that? Nobody? Okay, we'll move on. I think so as well, actually. That's exactly what I think. To be honest, I've gone in for a short in the pound dollar just because of that reason. But I'm not sure if I'd recommend it. But yeah, for that reason. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I mean, when you get a big movement, often you do get a bit of profit taking, a bit of cooling off, pulling back. I get that. Likely, just the extent of it. I took a bit of a risk on the pound dollar because it went up so much, and I thought it's a bit overcooked, so I did it. But whether I recommend it, I don't know. Plus, it's backed up a little bit of the 100-day holding, so I sold it up around about that figure there. Well, can't remember actually. Yeah, so it's a little bit of a profit, but 28 pips, not too bad. So there we are. Bring that down a little bit. Okay. But yeah. Okay. Right. So I don't know if you took the two trades, AUD, CAD. That's at 88.96, around about the 89 figure round figure. Hovering around there, not much happening. There's a bit of profit earlier on. Seemed to be jumping around, not jumping around, just sliding around. We'll see what happens there anyway. Okay. Right. Here's one again. I think it's a possibility. Is the dollar rand. Now, remember, guys, this is an exotic, which means it tracks higher margins and higher costs. It's not really for first-time traders, and certainly not for guys below about 3.5 grand in their account. That could be a bit rich for their blood. But other than that, unless you're an experienced trader or you know the score, I think there could be maybe a little bit of upside on the dollar rand. I'm not sure that the dollar seems to be holding around about sideline at the moment. I'm not sure the rand's that bloody fantastic to continue strengthening. So I think there's a chance might get a bit of movement to the upside on this one. Yeah, it's an PPI this afternoon. It's not we're doing we're not going to do a trading room for it, but there's the PPI to keep an eye on this afternoon. From that point, maybe the dollar might be worth avoiding for that reason. It's not as powerful as the CPI, but it still have an effect if there's a big differential. Absolutely keep an eye on it. Yeah, but I still think there could be some possibility there. Maybe, yeah, you might have a point there. Maybe let's play safe and wait for the PPI. But I still see there's some possibility of a recovery on the dollar, and certainly I think the rand might weaken a little bit from here. Yeah, but PPI is probably a bit more prudent. Wait for that. Yeah. I tell you've all got the economic calendar. I'm just going to post it just in case. Then you've got it handy. And as a matter, I'm going to post the dollar index for you as well.
How's it, Roger?
Yeah, yeah.
Why would you? Why do you think there'll be some upside on the dollar rand? Because if I look there, okay, yesterday was obviously CPI. That's what affected yesterday. But today the seller wick is quite strong.
Yeah, I know. It's still a bit there, but I still see some upside because I don't think that the driving force of the political situation in South Africa is that powerful to see it drop below 1750, something like that, maybe even drop below 18. Um, yeah, and I think there might be some sideways, a bit of recovery on the dollar as well. So I think we might get a bit of upside for those reasons. But yeah, but probably wise. Maybe I think looking back, it's probably wise just to not get too cute with it, get more confirmation, and the CPI might, sorry, the PPI might actually increase dollar weakness, and that'll just come off a bit further. It might even get back to 80 on that basis. But yeah, I think it's getting pretty close to oversold levels, put it that way. And I'm not sure the Rand is the strongest currency the world's ever seen, due to all the economic problems we have in this country. In fact, I think it's the Eastern Province, more people unemployed than employed, which is quite a tragic human situation. So on that basis, I think, yeah, I think it might be a bit of recovery on this one, a bit of upside, but that, no more particularly highly brilliant than that, to be honest, Chris.
Thank you, Uncle Rog.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, let's go back to CPI yesterday. Anybody have any hassles with it? Anybody have any problems with that CPI session we had yesterday? Let's sort it out now in the trade room because we don't want that same problem to occur again. And now we've got time to sort it out. That's what the trading room's for. Obviously, trading room's for trades, but we got two out. If I need more, that'll go straight. That's number one. But in the meantime, let's use this format to solve any problems. It was actually, yeah, it was bloody great, yeah. But some people, I think, had a couple of problems with it, and we don't want them to miss out. So I don't think you guys want to miss out if you made had any hassles with it. So yeah, just let me know what hassles you had, and we'll try and sort them out. And for everyone else there as well, if we had any hassles. So who had hassles there? Who didn't make money on it? And then we'll try and sort it out. Yeah, you might have missed out on it, but you know what? You know what's behind it. It's very different missing out than doing it and it backfired. That's what we want to solve. Yeah, it will do. I'm not sure it'll have the same as the CPI, but it will do, yeah. We're not doing a session. Everyone says we're doing a session. No. But yeah, be aware of it, put it that way, yeah. Yeah, it's a fear thing. Yeah, Gerard, I don't know. It's sometimes right to cash out early because you're doing well, and then come flying off again. You're fed up. But I just watched the dollar index. It takes a bit of time to catch on after the release, to be honest. And it started to fall off quite a bit. And I thought, hang on. And then when it got to the round figure, whatever that was, it didn't see much hold up. The momentum hovered a bit and then it's continued upwards. So I thought, just stick with it. Modify the stop, as mentioned this in session. And once you got up to about 70, well, I forget the figures now, 123.70 it was. One, where's, yeah, once you got to 1.2370, you're in a nice profit anyway. See if it run. And it actually went on to hit the TP, so it's quite good. And it was quick, so no faffing around there. It's the ideal. Now that's a very good point. You see what I'm supposed to say? Still holding the NAS, not a bad idea, because remember, the NAS was the futures we were trading, and the spot price is only opening at 3:30 like shares, and the guys doing trading the spot want to climb that bandwagon, so there's a bit more upside. So yeah, obviously you modified your stop. I won't insult your intelligence by asking you that. And yeah, it could actually wind up going to 16,000 before it pulls back. I wouldn't buy it now, and I'm certainly not going to preempt it by selling it, expecting after that big move. But we could squeeze a bit more up to the round figure. So if you got a TP in around about the 16,000, make sure you got your stop up. I think get it fairly tight. Maybe make it 15,750. I know I like keeping 200 pip gap, but I think 100 pip gap should sort you and keep a nice profit in there and see if you can squeeze out. But if it starts pulling back again, maybe just take it. But yeah, whatever you do, make sure you're protected. But what Impo's trying to do is trying to maximize his profits and not hang on to his lose all the time and grab his profits too quickly, which is a natural thing to do because of fear. And often that means you've got to win so many to make up the odd loss. That's not the way it should be. It's the reason why I do a risk reward. Okay, so good stuff on Poe. Okay, going back. So no one's replied to that. So you all did okay. Not the ones clearly who missed it. That's fair enough. But all understood how the mechanics work. And when they did it, they didn't get it wrong, in other words. If you did, that's the people I want to speak to iron it out. If you don't own up, I can't help you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why it didn't allow you to place a trade. I have no idea why that is. Did anybody have a problem placing the trade? I have no idea. I mean, I had no problem myself. A lot of the other guys trade had no problem. I have a feeling it might be not understanding fully the platform, or maybe had an internet glitch. I don't know, but I really don't know. Well, these are the problems that people should know about. You must sometimes you get the volumes wrong, or they don't have free margin, then you can't get in the trade clearly. But I'm assuming those guys have been trading in the trading room would understand that. I'm just worried it might be some sort of technical glitch because it certainly wasn't my side. And Dion and Gerard and all the others, and Sippen, try to get it right, Sipendili didn't have a problem. I know what the practice. It's not a complicated thing to do. Get the volumes right. You work it out. Let's say you got 3 grand in your account. You want to risk it's 90 rand a micro. Let's say you want to risk, I don't know, 300 rand. What's 9 to 300 rand? 3 nines are 27. So you put a volume of 0.03 and you put a buy stop 15 we used above and 15 pips below. Wait till it's triggered, close the one that's not triggered, and then run with it. It's not really that complicated. So I'm not quite sure what anyone could have got wrong there. And number two, Gertrude, you have been trained a little bit, so I'm wondering it's your trading acumen there. I hope it's not a problem with the system. But and assume you didn't go to the wrong volume. Some people at 0.3 meaning 0.03, and therefore they're 10 times overexposed and they didn't have enough free margin, that sort of thing. Make sure you get your volumes right. Took my bias off the sell stop, got triggered. Hey, I saw that. Oh yeah, but you've got to have this. Yeah, okay. The buy stop and sell stop were placed orders. They weren't stop losses. They're orders, pending orders. And if it's 15 above and 15 below, and I'm assuming you'll do the math at 15 pips to it and on the buy and the 15 pips off the sell. In other words, it's 15 on that side, above that side, on the buy stop, and obviously 15 below that side. Not the NAS. That's a different ballgame. I'm talking about the currencies. Well, that shouldn't have been an issue then. I've really no idea then. Anyone, any ideas there? What do you think could be an issue there, Chris or company? Because I can't see what that would, well, finally, Edwin or whatever. I don't see what could have been an issue. 'Cause we need to sort out for Gertrude and Becky Zaley. I think it's pronounced properly. Becky Zayla. Because you missed out. We don't want that to happen. You know what I mean? Sure, you don't. Because that was a beaut. Eric, you just started. Did yours go all right? Do you have any issues yourself? Cornet, did you get yours sorted out? We've got some time here.
Roger,
Go on, go for it.
maybe what some of the guys must do that are struggling is, it's quite a stressful session to try and learn that whole new technique in half an hour and get it right. Perhaps what people need to do is go look at what happened to them, check their history, see which orders got filled or didn't get placed or things like that, and then watch the recording. And if you watch that recording over and over, you explain it a few times, maybe then that gives them easier time to let it sink in.
Yeah, that might be it. Okay, I'll do a quick one now then. Well, with no pressure on at all, because that's a good point. Pressure addles the mind, no doubt about it. I mean, I always say, like sport, if you've got a 3-foot putt and there's no money on it, it's pretty easy. If you've got a 3-foot putt and you make it, you get $100,000, and if you don't make it, you don't get anything. That's 3 foot. Sometimes like things like about 30 feet. You know what I mean? Or things like 1 meter seems like 10 meters. That might be it. So let's have a look. No, you put the trades in. Is there anything about what I'm saying you don't understand? You do not want the buy stop or the sell stop pending orders to get filled before the 3:30 release of data. Now, if you can move them around like Chris and Farney can, who've done it before, that's not a problem, like myself. I have to watch it a bit because I'm explaining at the same time and I might miss it. But if I was on my own one explaining, I can just put them in. I can put them in like an hour before. I just keep an eye on. Why would I do that? But the point is, we don't want to get filled. So normally, I suggest you put in about 5-6 minutes before. Give yourself time to put it in and make sure neither's going to get filled because the market is going to be very quiet leading up to that release. Clearly. So I hope anyone understand that concept because that's important. Right, and then it's pending order. We don't put a stop loss until afterwards. If you want to put, I suppose you can do, but I don't bother. One negates the other one. So you don't worry about stop on TP. You only put it in afterwards once one of them's filled. If none of them are filled because nothing's happening on the data release, then you close both of them and go back to normal trading. Okay. So I'm just going to try it and keep this now. There's no pressure on it. The last figure there, the fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 5th decimal point. Is a point. We're not worried about points. That's irrelevant. It's only relevant to people of very, very large accounts, which we don't have here. So ignore that and look at the bigger figure here. That says 72. So if you're putting 15 above that, I'm pretty sure everyone can add 15 onto 72. So you put in 1.2487 as your buy stop. And on this one, you put sell stop below that. So what 68 minus 15 is 1.2453. Sell stop. You'll have a buy order up there, sell order down there. And you just delete the one that's not filled. And then we discuss afterwards, which I do with you after release, where to put the stop. And I updated on the chat line there. Are we all on the same page here? Because I think Chris might have had a point there. Trying to learn something new with real money and your mind is sort of feeling the pressure, it can cloud it a bit. Now the pressure's off. Are we clear on that? The correct grammar. Okay, yeah. That would all could work on the grammar a bit, yeah. You're on the same page. That's very, very important because these can be good. Well, now, what about you, Zeph? You missed out. Well, you've had somebody else an internet problem. I know you know the score. I'm worried about guys who are new to this. Guys who know the score, it's different. That's why Chris wants to help them as well. We all want to help the guys who started because we don't want them to miss out on this. I mean, Cornet, I think you missed out as well. Have you worked out what the problem? No, the PPI it'll come out, it'll affect it. We're not doing a session on it. But yeah, Cornet, you mentioned you had a couple of issues. Do you want to voice up so we can sort them? Because it is important. It's a quick buck you can make. You might as well get the hang of it.
Hi, it's Cornelia.
Hi, Cornet. Okay, go for it. Are
But
we
I
clear
saw,
now? Or do you
I
want
think
more further explanation?
it went well, but I think with the Great Britain pound US dollar, it just hit the sell stop. And with all the pressure, it was a bit too quick. So I didn't realize once it did it, it went up. So it actually went negative on that one. But overall, I opened two trades and then both of them were blue. So it kind of negated a little bit of the profit, but it was still blue overall.
Okay. Now, did anybody else out there get their buy and sell filled? Because I clearly didn't. Did anyone get them both filled? That's why we went 15 instead of 10 for that reason, so that we didn't get one of them both filled, which is really a nightmare. Nope. Well, Poon didn't have a problem. Your sell got filled as well as the buy. I'm wondering if you did the 15 above and below, because I had the 15 above and below, as I showed you, and my buy got filled, not my sell, so I didn't have a problem there. I'm wondering if to do the maths right. I think they might be saying 15 off 20. No, ignore that last decimal point. We're not interested in points. We're interested in pips. 10 points, 1 pip. Don't forget that. So if it's 15 pips below the 70, it shouldn't have been filled. So just check that. Did anybody else get both orders filled on the opening? Because it shouldn't have done. That's why we use 15. That was Chris's idea. Thanks, Chris. I think I'll stick with that in future because we don't want a sudden jump around getting both filled. Go on.
Mine also both got filled on the NAS, but it's because I went too close. So as soon as that sell got filled, I closed it quickly and then I made up for the losses on the buy.
Oh, well done. Because you're on the ball there. Yeah.
Too close.
Okay. Don't forget, if you're doing the NAS, you can't do 15. That's squat. You do about 25 or even 30 on the NAS. Okay. Just make sure you need a wider gap because it's more volatile and it's got a wider spread. Okay. So some guys I know did the same on the NAS as they would on the currencies. No, it's more volatile. You need a wider buy stop, sell stop. Just bear that in mind. Well, actually, I think you put your finger on it there, Chris. Because look what Corney's just said. The pressure gets in the first try. I think, in a nutshell, I 100% agree because I've done it so many times before. I've forgotten. You know what I mean? What it's like to do it for the first time. And I think you've summed it up. What happened was the pressure doing it and maybe rushing a bit and not clear and clouding with it. But it's more relaxed now to do it. Now, are we clear now? The guys, Becky Zayla, are you clear now? 15 pips above, 15 pips below, not the NAS, because that is different. It's like I just explained, it's a different configuration. I want to do it, and I'll give you the figures. But if we're doing a currency, it must be dollar, okay, and 15 above and below. It's clear now. Fantastic. So we don't want this to continue, guys, because it's a pity. It's a pity. We don't want, and we missed out. Are you clear, Corley? Very important. Because there'll be other opportunities which you can make use of if we learn by that mistake. If we don't learn by that mistake, the whole thing is a bit of a pointless situation. You know what I mean? That's the whole idea of making the mistakes. We learn from it. Okay, good. Anything else you want to clear up on that? So I'm holding everybody up who's done this before, but I think we've all started ourselves, and I think we're a pretty considerate bunch in here. And, put yourself in their place. It's frustrating when they could have made some bucks and they didn't for no other reason. They got a bit addled or whatever. But yeah, the pressure thing. So we're a bit more relaxed now. I hope you got the clue and got the story on that one. Good. So next time we do it, then you'll be okay with it. Good stuff. Right. Did you do it, Eric, by the way? I know you just started. Did you do it, Eric? Fantastic, Gertrude. Did you do it, Eric? And were you successful? Because you're just starting as well. Remember I chatted the other day? Pleasure, Selby. Good stuff. I was just thinking, still be learning technical analysis before entering the trade. Okay, well, don't really need to learn much about technical analysis because not a lot to do with technical analysis on that one. That's purely a fundamental driven. It's got squat to do with technical analysis. Anyway. I just want to see somebody join. Is it Johannes? There he is. Johannes Versace. Okay, I tried calling you earlier on, Johannes, but as I say, I think you were busy. But I sent by WhatsApp my contact details, so at least you now know who I am. You must join the training room, so I presume that you saw that. Good stuff. Okay, I just want to mention that anyone's got 2.5 grand or more and is not on my WhatsApp VIP group and would like to be added to it, please WhatsApp me and let me know. If you don't have a WhatsApp number, I'll put it down for you right now. Or equivalent dollar account, obviously. Okay, so there you are. You have my number now. So if you got that, you're not already on board. Obviously on board, it doesn't matter. I'm in contact. But then I give you my details of what, and then I'll put you on the group. Okay. Any questions about that? As always, ask, and I'll hopefully supply a reasonable answer. Okay. Anything else like discuss on the non-farms and the CPI we do on a regular basis? Any other questions on that? Okay, seem to be all good with that. Okay, right. Any other trades you'd like to look at today? So when I'm looking at potential one is maybe a buy on this one.
GBP CHF, please, for a sell, or are we too late?
Good question. Yeah. Yeah. That's all right. I mean, already in that one. That's all good news. I think I am. Let's just check. Yeah, good stuff. It's nearly at my. I got in a bit early, actually. You can see there, but never mind. Seems to be coming all right. Just get rid of that. See what's going on. Yeah, good question. A bloody good question, actually. Yeah. Don't want to miss out, but don't want to get overdo it. It's trying to move through on the 4-hour. What do you think, guys? Do you think it's jumping the gun a bit? Do you think maybe get a bit of a bounce off the 50 and get a better price? Sell. I'm not even arguing on that. That's absolutely sell it. Yeah. Do you want to wait for a breakthrough or maybe get a stop out the way? How far is the stop up here? Maybe a stop a little bit further way out the way there. And preempt a breakthrough. Good question.
Roger,
I like the trade. Go for it.
I like it as well, but I think it's going to bounce on the 50. What about then GBP CAD? Same scenario on the sell. Seems like it's slightly a better opportunity. Not sure. I want your input, please.
Well, if we believe Brent's going to go up, it should strengthen Canadian. On the 4-hour, it's in the buy zone. Sorry, the weekly, it's the buy zone. Daily, it's the buy zone. 4-hour, it's the buy zone. Let's look at the 1-hour. I think we're really going against the trend at the moment, but I take your point. I take your point. I honestly, I agree. I think even though it's the buy zone and all of them, I still see a pullback, but it's difficult to quantify that as a bit of sage advice when it's clearly a strong momentum. But as I say, if the Brent goes up a bit, I think it could be further downside. What's it? Let's 15 minutes when they tell you that thing. See, it's trying to come off as it pops up. It's trying to come off. I'm not sure, to be honest. I see your point. I think we might be a little bit gung-ho to try that, actually. But yeah, otherwise, despite being the buy zone, I think I do see some downside. I agree.
Yeah, you see, my problem is just after the CPI announcement 9 o'clock on GBP,
Yeah.
it's like the market is in undecisive because it came in better 4.6 instead of 4.8. But
Yep.
I'm not sure. I'm a little bit hesitant on the GBP currently.
Yeah, because you can see it jumped around a bit there, and it seems to be negative for the GBP. Quite right. And the GBP USD, as you can see, is pulling back quite nicely now. I think, yeah, I agree. I do sound so. I think it's a bit indecisive on it. I'm sorry, my friend. Bit indecisive on that, but I tend to agree. I do see a bit more downside there. I think there's a good chance of pulling back to the 100. Yeah. Does anyone want to do it? I need a bit of persuasion on that. I'd be far happier if it's a sell zone.
No, I'm also very indecisive, so I think LIA on my side now.
Okay, fair enough then. All right. This one I must admit I do like. Yeah, maybe get a better price. Maybe get a bit of a profit-taking jump here. Maybe a couple of TPs will get triggered. Profit-taking bounce, short covering bounce, we'd like to call it. It's only 37 pips away. You might. If it breaks down below there, we can join it still right down. There's plenty of potential downside. Keep a strong eye on it. I like it. Well, I'm already in it, so not surprising. Okay, keep an eye on it. Come back to that in a minute. GBP JPY. I don't, a bit iffy on the Japanese yen. I'm not quite sure what to make of it. Don't want to make of it. I'm a bit nervous of Japanese yen. Because you're going to sell it, it means you're buying the yen. I'm not too sure about that. And if you start buying it, where's a dollar yen? Because I want to keep an eye on that. There might be some more intervention coming in. Yeah, I think you see, look what happened there. The dollar weakened, and then the buyers came back in again to push it back up because it's pretty weak, the yen. You get my point? And then we've got to worry if it gets back to 150, 150 to 152-ish area. I think there'll be a lot of profit taking because people are scared of the intervention. Bit iffy on this. Sorry about that. That might be a possibility, but that shit might have sold Zummer. Hey. Wow. Bloody hell. See your point, Zummer. See your point. That's right, Edwin. That's correct. See your point, yeah. The pound is pretty weak. The Swiss franc is probably the strongest. And in the past, I've been wary about these two because, as I say, they usually were pretty strong, but at the moment things have changed. I think you might have a point here. You've done this before, hey, Zummer. Bloody hell. I missed that. Yo. How far is it away? Only 20 pips away. Where can we get the stop? Is that too far? It's too far up there, I suppose. Too far there. Maybe put it up there somewhere. Actually quite like it, yeah. Yeah, I quite like it. Have to say, what spot is Summer? I quite like this, guys, to be honest. Let's have a look. Make it up there somewhere. What's that? 89, make it 89.60. There we are. And then the TP. Right down there. Why not? Yeah, do that. Or maybe a bit higher. It's a bit wide TP. Maybe put it there. Right. Why won't it go? I don't know. Okay, well, there it is anyway. Yeah, we always adjust the TP. What's that say? 86.70. No, let's not get too cute. Make it 87. Round figure 87. Yeah, plenty of risk reward. And it's a bit cheaper as well. but stop is out the way. But yeah, I take your point. Good stuff, because I'm in that one as well, Empo. You're a CHF. Good. By the way, if you're in about half a dozen CHF ones, rather not bother with another one, eh? Don't be over, remember, don't want to be over what should we call it, exposed in one currency. Zeph likes it. I like it. Simpandelia likes it. Zummer. Yeah. Are we good with this? The guys like it, so I'm going to put this down. What's the price? 88.70. 89.60. Yeah, I'm going to go in now. And Paul. Gertrude's in. Or we do it 185, 350, call it.
What is this?
Don't forget, it's 185 rand a micro. So just bear that in mind for when you're doing your volumes. Okay. Make sure you get enough money left over in your free margin if you're doing this. Okay, we're good. Quite a few people like this. So I think maybe we could just send this out then. Just a second. Put it to the office if they like, they'll send it out.
Well, go in.
Just give me a moment. Sorry, just a second. Just give me a moment. All this stuff on the other screen getting in the way. Oh, wrong one. Sure, this sort of stuff getting away. Excuse me. Can't see the wood for the trees. That's better. Right, just going to write that down. I've got it down. Big mum. Okay. Just get these things out of the way. Okay. That's better. Okay, let's see how the AUD is getting on. Pop his head up. Hopes that'll hold. Is anything happening on Brent? Popping down. Okay. Well, just have to wait on that. Be patient, I think. Patience is key. Yeah, see that now. Yeah, patience is key. We'll see how that goes. Okay. All right. See what happens going forward. Yeah. I'm looking at a possibility. I think probably wait till tomorrow, by the way, guys. I've finally made me think of it, is a sell on DIS. I think he might get a hole there. And he might come off. I'm not sure today. See how it opens today. It might get a little bit further up before coming down a bit. So I'm looking at the possibility it might be a bit in overbought territory. At the 200 holes, we might actually get a possibility to sell, but I think more likely tomorrow rather than today.
But Roger, overall, with the weakening of the dollar, that is helpful for the shares. So don't you think the shares will? I had a look this morning, and like Tesla and all the major shares just increased in price.
Yeah, very much so. That's why I'm waiting till tomorrow, because that's exactly what happened. That's why we got a nice jump for the guys long on shares and indices and whatever. But I think that could be coming to an end. You know what I mean? So I totally agree on that. That's why I think rather than get cute today, see how it turns out, and then it might get a bit more momentum before I think it might start looking at a pullback. That's what I'm thinking. But I'll see tomorrow what happens, get more confirmation tomorrow. So I think we'll discuss that tomorrow morning and see what it closed at the day before, as in today, and see if the possibility of climbing on board. If not, well, we'll have a relook at it. Yeah. That's what
But
I think.
except for Disney, is there anything else that caught your eye?
Not really. Not really. I thought not really, to be honest. No, not really. That's the only one, a possibility going forward. As I say, the NAS might still go a little bit further up. I'd like to see a bit of a cooling off the NAS. It's still got the momentum to the north. I think if we can get to maybe 16,100, something like that, or maybe 16,000, something like that, I think we might get a bit of a pullback. But I'll just keep an eye on that. I'm just on the watch list at the moment, because I could be wrong. The momentum might continue. Okay.
Right, because I also had a look at Love, LUV, and
Yeah,
I see
yeah. Love we looked at actually.
increased
Yeah.
tremendously.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So of the heavyweights, I was only thinking maybe. What do you think about Meta and Tesla?
Okay. Well, start with Love. I'm not sure I want to be buying this. Pretty weak. I think basically if the oil does continue upwards, we might get a bit of a weakness still. I think I'd rather sell the rally on this one. But we did look at it and think, hang on. Tesla, sure. I personally think that the market's going to maybe get a little bit higher, not enough to trade it higher before we get a bit of a pullback, to be honest. I mean, it's nice news to have a slightly better than expected CPI, but it's long way away from the goals required. And there's still massive issues out there in the good old world that we live in. I'm not sure. I'm looking for potential possible shorts coming up once I get a bit of confirmation, to be honest. Tesla on the long term is still quite good, but I'm not sure we're out of the woods with this yet.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking of it needs to close the gap, and the gap started at 242. So maybe there's a $5 in that trade if you go for a quick one, and then only then the possibility will be there that it will.
Well, $5 scalp, I hear you. I would agree, depending on what it opens at. Yeah, I hear you. Probably will get up round about there, depending, and then it might fall off a bit. But it depends what it opens. It might open at 240. If you want to take a risk to try and grab $2, where you put your stop, that's the only issue. But yeah, for maybe a quick scalp, I hear you. Yep, in fact, I agree with you. Yeah. Otherwise, a bit wary. Okay.
Thank you all. Thanks, Uncle.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm expecting a bull trap. The only reason why it sort of went up further than expected was, again, because euphoric reaction to a tiny positive difference in the CPI. There's only a 0.1 difference coming off, not a massive difference. I think there's more emotional euphoria there. I still think there's a bull trap coming up, and I think that the NAS 16,000 is going to hold. I think it might come off there. And I think the Dow, where's the Dow? Yeah, we might get 35,000 round figure on it. And then I think we probably sideways a bit. And I think some sell will come in and push it back down again. We're not out of the international debt woes at the moment. In fact, even talking there might be another government shutdown in the US because they're arguing about increasing the debt ceiling yet again, because the government will not cut back in its excessive social spending area. I think mainly because they're going to lose votes. I think. Whatever. Anyway, but yeah, I still think it's a bit of a bull trap there. It just exacerbated a bit because of the fundamental. But I don't think we're out of the woods yet. Put it that way. Okay. That's my opinion anyway. We'll see what happens. I think so, yeah. I think it's a good chance to get to 16,000. It's got that far. Why not? You know what I mean? And then I think it's probably going to fall a bit, yeah. So don't join it now, but if you're on board, modify your stop and see if you can grab 16,000 from the yesterday's CPI, and then you have a nice big win on it, and then get out of it. And if it does start come off, maybe we can look for an opposite order as in a sell order. We'll check it out. Probably a better idea tomorrow on that one. Okay. How's the GBP CHF going? Any bounce occurring? Look at the 15-minute. Yeah, give me a bit of a bounce and how long it's going to be. 1 hour. See, the sells are coming in pretty damn quick. Do you want to try? We've got the stop out of the way. Do you want to try this, or we try and wait for a better price still? Because you can't time bottoms and tops. It's just a bit of guesswork. I could guess, right? The CPI, well, it'll affect it, but it's not a dollar, remember? But the PPI will affect the NAS, yeah. Do you think we're getting a bit over gung ho here? Do you think we're jumping the gun a bit? Just sell it here, Farney and Company? Do you feel more relaxed, try and get a better price, or what do you feel like doing? Maybe need a bit more confirmation or a better price, hey? Don't want to miss out though. Don't forget, don't let miss out if it does come to the party for a good entry. Yeah, okay, fair enough then. We'll give that a miss for the moment. Keep an eye on it. Possibly get it later on. What's this happening here? Yes. Oh, yeah, seem to come off a bit. See what happens there. Okay, so that's fine. Is AUD still moving up? Oh, not. No, it's still hovering. Few sellers there. What's the 15 doing? Bit iffy. Just hope that holds. Hey. Okay. Right, Summer, what do you got to say? Was it best to be story? It's a bit of a not the just a second. Okay, just a second. I can put out the group. That's your trade, Summer. Give me a moment. That's posted. Yeah. Yeah. It's not a straightforward, easy answer, that one, Summer. Just say not too close. And the next question is, what do you mean by not too close? I think when you're dealing with the indices like ZAR and Dow, you need at least 200 pips away. If you're getting pretty close to taking profit, you get a little bit worried. Maybe you can put it 100 pips away, or take the profit, or even cut your position, bank half it, the other half run, something like that. But on Forex, depending on volatility, I think I'd like to see at least 30, maybe even a bit more in profit before I get it up to break even. But even if you're 20, 25 pips in profit, you can still modify your stop by 25 pips. You're still in a risk situation, but at least you reduce your risk potential.
Incoming mail.
So you went in with a risk of, let's say, 400 Rand. By modifying it, your risk on that trade now reduced to at least 300 or 250. But don't try not to get it close than 25 pips. Plus minus, just a ballpark figure on your currencies, okay? Because you don't want to get it too close. You're frightened of losing out, and you make 10 pip profit. You're stopped out, and you could have made 100 because it hits the TP. You know what I'm saying? So it's not an exact answer, but something in that line. Plus minus, ballpark figure, rule of thumb, whatever. Try and keep at least 25. And when you first modify it to break even, I think absolute bury some 30 in profit. Hopefully, maybe 35, 40. Something like that. Okay. Remember, it's not an exact science. PPIs today at 3:30. US PPIs 3:30. Just check on your calendar. I post it for you guys. Check on your calendar. You should see it there. That's what the calendar's for. Good. Any questions?
Uncle Rod, due to
Yeah.
load shedding and the fact that I will be not available in front of the computer, I was just thinking, what about depending on order on GBP CHF on a sell limit at 1.10725, 730?
Yeah, that might be the answer. Say again,
1.107 between 30 to 50.
1.1070. That's only 7 pips away.
Yeah.
Out there. See, every time it pops up, they're coming in, these guys. Yeah, it's quite close. Maybe do that. Maybe a pending order, 1.1070. It's only 7 pips away. You might get it. If you're not worried about 7 pips, you go to market. How's that? Let's see what we can put up then. Because look, I'm looking at, you see where I'm coming from, guys? Look at the 15-minute. Every time it pops up, the sellers are pretty quick to come in again.
Yes, I can see that on the 15th. I haven't looked at that time frame.
Looking at those sellers there, does it not mean we might miss it if you try and do it at 7
That's
pips away?
That's what I'm thinking, actually. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We're trying to get 7 pips difference. I mean, look at the spreads on that's 5. So we're trying to 7 pips. We might miss out. And we're going to have to stop out the way anyway up here. You know what I mean? All right. Okay. Who wants to do the pending and who wants to do the who? If you don't want to do it, leave it alone, obviously. Who wants to do the pending and who wants to do a market one?
I'm going to do that market now.
Okay, you do it market. Yeah, I think we're squabbling over.
Yeah, I'm going to market as well.
Okay. Okay.
Great, Chris. Harrod, nice.
160. Then we go.
Thanks for that, Fonny.
Yeah. I say we're squabbling over quite a small amount, trying to time bottoms and tops, which you can't really do. If you put it all the way down, make it a little bit tighter, maybe there. 1.860. We've got it at 1.0860. Don't forget, make sure you get enough free. What I do then? 0.0860. Make sure, as I say, you got enough free margin to do this. You're still in it, Zama. That's fantastic. Yeah, I'm in it. I'm already in, I think, as well. Can't remember what I got in on, actually. But I'm already in it anyway, yeah. I think I got in around about here, as a matter of fact. It's already in it. So you just hold in, Zama. Okay. And yeah, I'm sort of leaning towards what Chris says there. We're fighting over 15 pips. We missed the trade. We could have made 50. I mean, what's 7 pips among friends, eh? And to say, as it pops up, the sellers are pretty quick to respond. You just got to get through that 50-day. What's the 4-hour say for itself? What the hell's this thing doing here? Yeah, it's just got to get through the this one here. So do you like it? It's 200. Don't forget, it's 200 Rand a risk. So guys, don't do this. You got less than 200,000 Rand in your account. You got enough free margin. Otherwise, be overexposed. Zama, I hate to say it, trading is a bit of a roller coaster ride. Simple as that. That's why I say I don't like looking at my trades all the time because it just really plays your head.
Yep.
Yeah, really is. It plays your sodding head, yeah. You got your strategy, you worked it out, you can risk 200, you go in that. If you get stopped out, well, you can handle it. If it starts coming off nicely, you modify your stop, your risk has gone down from 200 to 100, better news, and hopefully then get it to break even or whatever. Just trying to get the stop too close. Always remember that. It's because it's say, again, go back to what Chris says there. When there's real money on it, it's moving, it does sort of addle the brain. I know myself in the past, a little less now, to be honest, but in the past, I often made quick fumbling mistakes out of panic. Saw a bit of red coming in. Oh my God, take the profit and see it go flying on to what I was originally the trade signal. Now I'm annoyed. Easier said than done. If you sit in the house with somebody there, old enough to a home or whatever, maybe you when you put the order in, let them keep an eye on it. You do the other stuff. They can always WhatsApp you if there's a problem, so you don't stare all the time. How about that? It always affects you, but it takes a bit of practice. But even after a while, it still affects you. I don't care how long you're doing it, but a little bit more controlled. Yeah, because you're still in it, Zama, good. And some guys might have taken the profit. I don't know what they did, but if they're not in, they can do this one. But please use some common sense here. Don't double up. You're already in. That's not a cool idea. Well, hope this trade of yours, Zama, comes to party. Hope he comes to party. Trying to doing better than my 2 trades. And this one's Farney. So if we get this one, the other one right, the other 2 wrong, we know who to listen to next time, eh? Yeah, feel free, Farney and Zama, to take the right royal Mickey out of me. If my Brent and AUD CAD goes wrong, feel free, and your 2 come right.
You will know, then you will owe me some,
Yep,
what,
yep.
just for the emotions.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, why miss an opportunity to not to take the Mickey, eh? Bend my ears, they say. Absolutely. But on the other side, if all four come right, we'll have a sort of a mutual, a virtual hugging session.
Wow,
Anyway,
looking forward to that.
that'd be interesting. Yeah. Okay, right. But hugging me, maybe hugging Zuma might be more pleasurable than hugging me, I'm afraid. Yeah.
Sorry, Roger, where did you want to come in for a buy on the USD ZAR?
Yeah, I think a market. It might drift down to 18, but I think let's have.
Couple
Still a bit
buyers
of,
coming in on the 15-minute chart. Sorry,
yeah,
I'm
they
busy
are.
driving.
No, I see, but you seem to keep more an eye on me and you're driving. Bloody hell, I forgot about this one. You had a few, but it's a bit. That's only what 3 minutes old. That it's a bit early to tell on that. Um, what's the dollar doing? Do you want to wait and get a better price? I don't know. What's this? PPI, that's right. The PPI, all right, got the dollar Swiss franc. I get that. PPI coming out. Maybe we're pushing our luck to be in more than $1 before the PPI. But if you can get a wide stop, I do like it. Actually, to be honest, I have to say I do see upside in this. I don't want to be unpatriotic, but I'm not a great believer in the rand. I don't believe it's going to get down to 1750. So I didn't see that. I think it's sort of getting pretty much to the bottom on this one. There might be a weakening coming in.
Yeah, I forgot about PPI. Good point.
Yeah. Maybe just wait for that. We all got a dollar Swiss franc out. Maybe wait for that. And if the PPI, if it comes a bit further, I still think we can still buy it, but maybe at a better price. If it comes out in favor, we can grab it. I think that's probably the best. Yeah. I think it's more prudent. Yeah. Bit of emotion as well. We had such a good session, 3 o'clock session yesterday. I'd hate to say get too cocky and put it all back again because we got a bit ahead of ourselves. Maybe I'm being a bit overcautious. Oh, is that what you reckon? 1780. I see what you mean down there. That's a very good possibility. If it gets all the way down there and bounces, it might. If it doesn't bounce, it might come all the way back there. I'm not sure that'll happen, but certainly if it bounces there, I agree with you, Alan. It's quite a common name, Bucas, because I've also got a client called Sean Bucas. Are you brothers or any relation, or just happen to have a by sheer coincidence surname? Because it's not exactly an uncommon name. And if Sean said he brother, father, whatever. But yeah, I possibly could do that. I think just wait for the PPI. There's a common name, yeah, yeah. It's like the Americans, eh? Where are you from? Africa? I know a guy who lives in Morocco. You might know him.
Hmm. Credit. Back to the credit that one. Okay. Okay, mother.
Yeah. So we agreed on that. Should we just keep a strong eye on it and maybe see what happens after the release today, later?
Ya kgutla la Vicky, na le stress.
Actually, talk about tomorrow. There's a cricket match tomorrow, eh? Aussies versus South versus the old enemy Australia. Eh? See what happens there. Okay. just can't see anyone stopping India. They're that good. Plus on home turf. Yeah, you're looking hopeful there, my friend. I just can't see in unless they all have well, half the top guys there have food poisoning or something. I don't know. Maybe they peaked too early. I don't know. Just got to really look for a bad day at the office for them to lose. Tell you, because they're not just beating their opponents; they're thrashing them. And with a billion people behind them on the home territory, if they don't win, they better go and emigrate. Shame.
Yeah, full.
Hey, South Africa might get the double there. That'd be something to celebrate.
But oh my God.
Okay, so we're going to wait on that one, but keep an eye on it. Thanks for reminding me. We might get something later on that. Is that AD CAD Brent? Anything happening there? Any pullback on that as yet? Look, Brent's still coming off, bloody thing. Don't let me down now, Brent. We waited to get in. Now the thing's coming off. Ooh, not looking pretty. What? Some be patient, as Umpo says, eh? Okay, all right. How's the Farney trade getting on? Call that the Farney trade. Hey, Farney.
In the money.
In the money, man. In the money. Just a second. You might be in port. Hang on. Never mind. Gold. Yeah, well, obviously responded to the CPI to an upward direction. No surprise there. You're thinking when can it might pull back, I presume, or maybe for further upside. PPI coming out, I think give that a miss for the moment. Few have some butts on that one. I think I'm just going to sit tight on that one. Let's just see what happens. Because I still think there could be some more upside on the NAS before it actually gets to a situation where we can start looking at pullbacks. It might get to 1980. I don't want to buy it now, but I think we might get a price might even come off a bit. We'll check on the dollar and the yields going forward. But at the moment, I'm gonna sit on the sidelines on that one. Just a second. Just got to go to the little boy's room one moment. Excuse me. All right. Your anything to add? Anything if I've missed anything you'd like to add? Anything like to clear up a bit? All good? Hope I haven't missed anything. I've given you you've all got the economic calendar. Oh yeah, I don't think you've got the yields. Just going to copy and paste the yields for you to explain what that means. Now I've got a moment. You need to keep an eye on this one as well as the dollar index, as well as the economic calendar. All that means basically the bond is where you have a note, which you hand over the cash and you get a yield on it. Okay. Now the yield's what we're interested in, the returns on the money, the interest rate yields, let's call it, right? If the yields go up and the dollar goes up, it's the gold and the markets going the opposite way. So stronger yields, stronger dollar, usually negative for the markets and gold. Weaker yields, if you copy and paste it and keep it minimized, see the yields come off and the dollar coming off. It should be a tailwind for gold and the markets. Just to keep an eye on that as well. So you got those indicators. Just quickly at the moment, just don't forget to save your charts. Right click on the blank part of the chart, go to templates, and don't forget, click on save template. When it comes up, you put your name in there, it says file name, and you click on save button. So if you do lose your charts for whatever reason, well, just right click, go to templates, and there the save charts are all down here. Okay, if you want any information at all, we'll go to GBP just for example, left click, right click, go to specifications, and it'll give you the contract size, in this case 100,000, all Forex 100,000 by the way, of the base currency. It's £100,000 exposure per one contract, per 1.0. I don't know what half means actually. It gives you the spread, which is 5, not 55. That's in points. And full access, you buy or sell it. Okay. If you look at gold, we looked at a moment ago. Just remember, you look at gold, it's important. You see specifications, it's 10. Okay. And what does that mean? It's 10 times the price of gold in dollars. So 1.0, one standard contract is $19,700 exposure. If you go to the Dow, that's also 10. It's also 10, if you can see that. That says 10 contract. So 10 times the Dow, which is 35 grand. So that's $350,000 exposure compared to 19.7. So just remember that. Not one size fits all. And if you go to the micro, you'll see the contract size on this is only 1. So it's the exposure on 1.0 is obviously 10% of this one, of the other one. That's why it's there, the micro, to make it tradable for people with smaller balances. Okay, I hope that's all clear. You need to know that. People go to a lot of lessons, etc., and they look at all sorts of stuff, but they don't know about contract size and margins and margin call, make sure you're going to free margin, what leverage is. Those are important things you need to know. That should be picked up in the classes. And yeah, to make sure you understand that. You're in leverage positions, don't forget. That's what, remember, you're borrowing money, you're putting a deposit down, margin deposit and borrowing money. Okay, those things should be clarified, and you're not sure, you always Google it if you can't wait to get to class, but it's important to know that. Okay, Anthony, fantastic. Right, we'll catch you tomorrow. Yeah, just those little things just want to clarify. Most people know that already, but just in case, some of you guys are not too sure. And I know for a fact a lot of people who are trading aren't 100% sure they're in leverage positions. They need to know that. So hopefully you do know now. These are basics you can learn. It doesn't take long. Okay. Anything else you'd like to discuss going forward? Anything else you'd like clarification on? Apart from keep the fingers crossed on the trades we got out. You feeling a bit better, Beccazella, today? Seeing a little bit more light at the end of the tunnel? Cornet, Beccazella, come a little bit clearer? Any questions? Don't forget, if you're looking at a strategy or anything like that, it's an interactive forum. People say, oh, we never discussed that. Well, if you don't ask for it, I can't know what's in your mind. And you want me to discuss, I can do that. Just a clarification area if you're not sure of. You're good. Good, that's fantastic. Good stuff, Corny. Start to come right. Hey, don't forget, won't take 5 minutes, takes a bit longer, but hopefully. And remember, what happens to the market movements is beyond our controls. Funny things do happen. Okay, absolutely, Summer. All the best for the trades, absolutely. It's just about coming to a finish now anyway. Just before we close up, any other questions, or are we all good till tomorrow morning? And we'll have a check at a couple of shares, maybe see what happens there. See what's happened with the NAS, etc. tonight going into tomorrow, and the PPI later on. Keep an eye on that.
Okay, thank you all. Thanks, Uncle. Talk to you later. Bye.
Okay, great. Thanks, Findy. If you're all good, fantastic. Then, okay, great stuff. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you got some value, and catch you tomorrow. Thanks, Paul. See you tomorrow. Good stuff. Cheers, Chris. Drive safely. Hey. Cheers, guys. Cheers, Janice. Good to have you. Hope we can have you on a regular basis. Welcome. Cheers, Selby, and yourself, of course. Thanks, mate.